Hello and good morning, everyone. Welcome to my another lesson about IELTS exam. And today is Saturday here, and our local time is 2 past 8 a.m. And as you can see, I'm conducting the lesson from my home. Very often, you may see me walking around different parts of London, including my county Essex. And obviously, it's better for me to move around sometimes to show you around the British culture, history, and heritage. So, guys, once again, we're going to give some reading tips today through this lesson, and I'm sure that it will be really helpful for you if you're planning to sit for the IELTS exam. And before that, I'd like to share the cue card marking criteria, because many a time our learners are not sure or confused about the marking distributions. So basically, these are the 4 criteria which are important for the IELTS speaking section. Fluency and coherence, 25%. Lexical resources, 25%. Grammatical range and accuracy, another 25%. Pronunciation, 25%. Okay, so I'm sure more or less you all are habituated to understanding these different types of features, how the markings are done, but sometimes it is better to be specific. So many times our learners can't speak fluently. They don't know how to use the grammar correctly, as well as they don't know how to pronounce a word correctly. Pronouncing a word correctly is one of the important features if you want to be a good speaker. I think all of these 4 are really important to be a good speaker. But are you studying properly? This is my question, guys. You must understand that in order to get good marks in IELTS exam, as well as in order to be a good speaker in your academic life or in your professional life, you need to have a good knowledge of English. You need to have the good chance to learn new words, vocabs, and how we can use it. Because many times people understand and they know these kinds of vocabs, they don't know how to use them correctly. So in speaking, I always use these 3 features: content, collocation, and connotation. These are really important when you're speaking. Okay. Okay. Looks like only 1 person has subscribed to this lesson.
Hindu? Are you Hindu?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
yeah,
so you never eat meat.
Meat.
No.
So once again, guys, I'm back. So content, collocation, and connotation. So what do you understand by these 3 words? Content is the word which we can explain in a simplified way, that when you're trying to use a word, it should be accurate, it should be relevant, and it should be meaningful in connection with the situation or the incident. When we're learning an English vocab, it is really a crucial factor for us to understand the apply and usage. So it's better for all of us to try to know the meaning accurately. And if you're not sure how to find out the meaning, it's better to go to the individual dictionary. Like, do not go to Google, guys. I said to you many times. I say always look for it from a specific source, like Cambridge or Oxford, or maybe Collins, or maybe Merriam-Webster, which will help you explaining the British accent, American accent, or British IPA, American IPA, with examples. All right, so let's move on a little bit, and I'm going to explain the reading techniques today. Where is it? I'm trying to share the reading cue card. Yes. By the way, these reading tips are from IDP Australia. So IELTS tips for reading. Okay. And I'm sure you know that IDP is one of the another examiner's authority of IELTS exam. So there are two types of authority. One of them is British Council or Cambridge University, and the second one is IDP Australia. Okay, so let's move on. So as you might be aware, in IELTS reading, there are two types of reading. One of them is academic, another one is general training. So both of them have got similar time duration, which is 60 minutes. I think these fonts are very small, yeah? Let me make it a little bit bigger. So in academic part, there are 3 sections containing one long text. The texts are all real, are taken from books, journals, magazines, and newspapers. They are on academic topics of general interest, which means you do not need any specialist knowledge to do well. The texts are appropriate to and accessible to candidates entering undergraduate or postgraduate courses or seeking professional registration. So that is the amazing part, guys, because academic reading is mostly based on academic writing. It's better for you to read as much as possible. All right, so they are on academic, once again, they are on academic topics of general interest, which means you do not need any specialist knowledge to do well. The texts are appropriate to and accessible to candidates entering undergraduate or postgraduate courses or seeking professional registration. Text runs from the descriptive and factual to the discursive and analytical. Do you know the meaning of discursive, guys? It's a new word for me though, but let me explain for you. So it's involved in discussions, okay? Discursive. So if you remember, then in British IPA, we do not pronounce R, so it should be discursive rather than discursive. So this is the British IPA, discursive. American, discursive. Okay, so it's a discursive essay. So they may contain non-verbal material such as diagrams, graphs, or illustrations. If text contains technical terms, then a simple glossary is provided. That is the amazing part of reading. You see, there may be verbal and non-verbal, explanations or questions in the reading part, but if there is some technical term is there, they are going to give you the explanation. What does it mean? And that's very important being an IELTS candidate. Okay, and next one is general training. Similarly, general training has got 60 minutes again, contains 2 or 3 short factual texts. Section 1, which may composite consisting of 6 to 8 short texts related to by topic. Like hotel advertisement, for example, topics are relevant to everyday life in English-speaking country. Section 2 contains 2 short factual texts focusing on work-related issues. Applying for jobs, company policies, pay and conditions, workplace facilities, and staff development and training. And section 3 contains 1 longer, more complex text on a topic of general interest. You'll be reading real passages taken from notices, adverts, company handbooks, official documents, books, magazines, and newspapers. So you see the similarity to both of the tests. Reading tips. Improve your performance in reading test. You need to practice reading a variety of English texts. This will help you. This will help you develop the ability to read quickly as is required under test conditions. Read every question carefully first before reading the passages. So that is the tip number 2. Read questions first. This will make it easier for you to find the answer. Underline the possible answers as you go. When you come to reading the passage, read it quickly the first time in order to get a general idea of what it's about. Don't worry about words you do not understand. Then read each question again to remind yourself which parts of the passage you will need to read again in detail. Number 4, if you're copying words from a question or reading passage to use in your answer, remember that your spelling must be accurate. That's very important, guys, okay? So here is a tip. The reading passages always contain the information you need to answer the question. You won't have to use your own knowledge of a topic. That's very good tips. Number 5, the reading test may sometimes include questions which test your overall understanding of a passage. Once again, the reading test may sometimes include questions which test your overall understanding of a passage. For example, the question may ask what the topic of a particular passage is. Try underlining keywords and ideas in each paragraph as you read to help you understand the key message of each passage. Okay, number 6. If you're asked to label a diagram, you'll find the words you need in the text. Be sure to copy them carefully from the text with the correct spelling. If your spelling is not correct, you're not going to get good marks. Number 7, if there are questions you can't answer, leave them and move on to the next question. This will help you to stay calm and positive. Go back to these questions at the end if you have time. So here is another tip for number 7. Circle or underline keywords as you read. For example, if a reading passage contains many place names or days, circle them as you go along. This will make it easier to find these details later if they come up in any of the questions. Okay. Then number 10, where is it gone? I can't see it. Make sure you write down your answers for the reading test on the answer sheet, the question paper, because you'll not get extra time in reading tips like listening. Okay, guys, so that's very important. So when you're answering, make sure you write the answer in the answer sheet, not on the questions paper. There will be no extra time to transfer your answers after the reading test. Okay, so these are the basic tips for the reading. I'm going to show you or give you more idea. All right. So once again, guys, you are watching the live stream about IELTS exam, and today's topic is how you can be getting good score in reading. Please bear in mind that it's for your best, comfortability to get good score to read more as much as possible. Okay, don't expect that you're going to know each and every word, but it's better if you read more and follow some of the uh, you know some of the topics from the mock test or sample test. In internet there are thousands of websites that can offer you free tests, so possibly you might consider to register one of them and sit for the mock test to find out how it goes. So an IELTS academic reading starts just after the listening part is done. Then there may be a couple of minutes break and you go for the IELTS reading part. Okay, so as I say, in academic reading there are 3 paragraphs you'll be given. In general test there will be 5 paragraphs and duration is 60 minutes. Once again, there would be 40 questions in 3 divided parts. So what are the questions type? Okay, so dear viewers, if you're interested to join on this class, you need to subscribe, or maybe you can join on a free trial basis. From the Hallo, this offer is that you can get 2 free lessons with every teacher. So if you haven't taken the opportunity to get the free lessons, maybe it's high time for you to sign it up, and just you can hop on here, you can talk to me, and it will be good practice for you. Okay, so what the question types of reading in IELTS exam? Okay, let me explain. First question will be multiple choice. We call it MCQ. Oh, where is it? Multiple choice question. MCQ. So select the one reading the paragraph, just follow the keywords. It will be easy to find the answer. Now, what is a keyword, guys? This is my question to you. So when you're reading the question, you'll find a specific word in this question, and that's the word we call keywords. So in order to answer multiple choice question, you need to read the paragraph thoroughly and then follow the keyword, and you'll be able to find out and detect the answer. Second one is matching sentence endings. Just match the ending information with the starting of the sentence. You could be confused to find it because most of the information is paraphrased by the author. So paraphrasing is another important technique in IELTS reading. Okay, and I'm sure you know the meaning of paraphrase. Paraphrase means when you're explaining the word in a different substitute or alternative way. So in that case, you need to know the synonyms, which is why having good knowledge about synonyms or antonyms is very important. Okay. So paraphrasing, as I was saying earlier. The next one is true, false, not given. Okay. Sometimes for true there are T, and for false F, and for not given NG. So this kind of question is a little bit tricky. Most of the students find difficulties to solve it, but you need to understand when you read a paragraph or a sentence and you understand the meaning, it will be easier for you. The author says exactly the same information given in the paragraph, then it is true. If the author says it should be, if the author says so, most students find it difficult to solve it. If the author says exactly the same information given in the paragraph, then it's true. Okay, let me break it. If the statement is contradictory, then it's false. And if the information is not given in the paragraph, it will be not given. So remember that true, false, not given is very important. If the paragraph matches with the information provided, then it's true. If it doesn't match, okay, or contradictory, if it is contradictory, that means if the answer, information is just opposite, then we should say false. And if you can't find the answer from the paragraph, it is not given. So you got to be careful about not given and false. That is the part where most of our learners get confused about finding the not given or false. Remember, false is just the wrong information or the opposite information of the paragraph, whereas not given is the information is not found from the paragraph. Okay, next part is again yes, no, not given. These are the same types of questions as previous, but remember that you must read carefully. So next one is diagram completion and level the diagram question. So diagram is based on the information provided in the paragraph. It could be a process chart, mechanism, or flowchart. There will be space and you have to write the words in between them. Remember that if it is a diagram or process completion or a mechanism chart, you need to understand how it is written there. The spelling is very important. So if you're copying the same spelling, if you're writing the same spelling, make sure you write it accurately and 100% correctly. Otherwise, you're not going to get good marks. If your spelling is incorrect, you're not going to get good mark. Okay, it will be provided as a wrong answer. So spelling is one of the important techniques in reading when you're copying or writing the answer. Okay, next one is fill in the blanks. Blanks are the easiest part of reading. Just read the paragraph. Reading. Okay, let me see. Just read the paragraph and find the answer. So reading techniques, how you're going to get the answer. So basically there are three types of reading techniques. Number one, conventional technique. Number two, scanning technique. Number three, skimming technique. Okay, so I'm going to explain one by one. Hello, Priyanka. Thanks for the subscription. Let me check which class have you subscribed to. So I can find it from my mobile. Give me a second. Okay, subscribe to my previous lesson, batch 1. That's great. So is Priyanka, Zain, Hadi enjoying an hour? See you. Okay, in batch 2, only one person. You see, that's why the person is not here. Anyway, guys, if you're interested to join my IELTS class, grammar, spoken English, or English practice, or any other lesson, you're more than welcome. You have got 2 free lessons to take. Okay, it's better for you to subscribe to my free lessons. If you think that it is worth the wait, maybe you can continue. Okay, so let's move on. Conventional technique in reading. So what is a conventional technique, guys? Okay. So conventional technique is based on the questions and the paragraphs. Okay. Say if a reading comprehension scored, say 20 questions, 20 lines, and there are 5 questions. Okay. So what you have to do according to the conventional techniques, you have to divide your question number by the total lines. Say if there are 20 lines, once again there are 5 questions. If you divide it by 5, so the answer is 4. So which means that the first answer of this question is from first 4 lines. The second question should be from the second 4 lines, which is line 5 to line 8. Okay, let me write it out so that you understand. 20 lines, 5 questions. So let me write it there. It is total lines divided by total number of questions. So if there is a, for example, 20 lines, 5 questions, and the answer is 4. So which means that question 1 should be from the first 4 lines. Question 2 should be the second 4 lines. So that means 5th to 8th line. Okay, and question 3 should be from the third 4 lines. So 9th to 12th. So question 4 should be okay, let me copy and paste. From the 4th which is 13th to 16th. Question 5 should be from the 5th that is 17th to 20th. Okay. So that is very important for you to understand how the conventional method works for many cases. Remember that it is not always the way it should be working, because the more days go, students are aware of this kind of techniques. Sometimes this question paper is given in a different way, because it's the way they can test of your reading techniques, whether you understand something or not. So it's better and important for you to read the paragraph thoroughly. So conventional technique is one of the amazing techniques, as I said. So total number of lines by total number of questions. So you can see that question 1 will be from the first 4 lines. 2 should be the second 4 lines. 3 should be the third 4 lines. 4 should be from the fourth 4 lines. Okay, and it doesn't apply when it. What is the main? If the question is, what's the main message or topic or headline, heading or title of this paragraph. Please bear in mind, it doesn't match this answer. What's the main message, topic or heading or headline or title of this paragraph? So it could be from anywhere. It could be from any of the paragraphs. It's better to read all of them. Okay. So that's the answer of these conventional techniques. And the second one is scanning techniques. So what is the scanning techniques? I understand, and I'm sure you do also understand. Scan means when you see something quickly. So according to the vocab, what does we understand by scan? Let me see. Scan.
Scan.
To look at something carefully with the eyes, with the machine, or anything else in order to get the information. Okay, so as you see, the scanning means to look something through an eye, machine, or any other device to get the information correctly. So scanning technique would be applicable only when you go to the questions first, not to the answer. Okay, go to the questions always. So if the question contains like date or time or the name of the person or the location or any other specific information, you quickly scan the whole paragraph and underline it. So to have a look quickly and underline the required information. Scanning technique. So, for example, if in the question, if there is a date and time, okay, or the place or location, yeah, etc. So when you're scanning quickly the paragraph, underline this date and time or place or location. If you find date is there, underline it. Remember that in IELTS exam, if you're sitting for the paper-based exam, you'll be given a pencil to answer it. Okay, so you can always use your pencil to underline it, the date, time, or place, or the location. Then it will be easier for you to find out the answer quickly because you have underlined and you have scanned the whole paragraph. Okay, so this is called scanning technique, and the next one would be skimming technique. Okay, so skimming technique is, I'm going to share the screen once again. Skim is reading quickly to find out the general overview of the passage. Oh, what the scanning is here. Let me get the scanning. Scanning is reading quickly to find specific details within the passage, to have a look quickly and underline the required information. Remember that underline it with the pencil. So skim is reading quickly to find the general overview of the passage. So how do you do the skimming? This is the challenging question, okay? All right, I'm just going to share this technique again. Let me remove the spaces so that it can come together. Format, single. Okay, number 3, number 4, number 5. Okay, so go through all the questions and mark the keywords. Skim the text by reading headings, subheadings, or the topic centers of each paragraph. Say, read question number 1. Scan the text and find the answer. So this is just an example of a skimming technique. Scan the text and find the answer. Actually, these both are explained together. You can also mark the area where you found the answer. Go to question number 2 and repeat it. So here is a challenging part of this reading is that our learners are not interested to read sometimes. They say they don't have time to read. I found one of my students who always said, "Teacher, I don't have time to read." And I said to the person, if you don't have the time to read, it will be difficult for you to get the required score in IELTS exam. If you don't read it, even after reading, if you don't understand the theme or the vocab, it will be difficult for you. That's why we have to practice every day. Even though if you don't want to read, but for getting your marks, getting a desired score, it's better for you to read. Okay, so these are the basic techniques of reading, guys, and I'm sure that you've got some idea and concepts about the IELTS exam. Remember that IELTS exam is not the exam in knowing English, it's the knowing the rubrics and techniques which will help you obtain your desired score. And as a matter of my success stories, I taught many students on IELTS exam, and many of them got very good scores. And that's really pretty cool that they got good score because their hard work brought their success. So I'll suggest you guys, if you are interested to take IELTS exam and if you need to know those rubrics or techniques, you may subscribe to one of my lessons of IELTS. So in Saturday, Sunday, there are 2 lessons, and that is repeated in, actually each lesson has 2 classes. So Saturday morning 6:30, then 8 o'clock UK time. Again, Sunday 6:30 morning and 8 o'clock. And also Monday and Tuesday morning 6:30, another batch. And Wednesday, Thursday 6:30, another batch. So thank you very much, guys. That will be the end of today's lesson. I hope to see you soon. You take care and bye. Sorry, guys. I forgot to mention that. I was going to mention this part. I'm back though. So in IELTS speaking, very often we need to use linking words in writing as well. Okay, so if you're adding more information while you're speaking or while you're writing, generally you use and, also, as well as, another reason is. Okay, and if you're using any time phrases, we use like now, at the moment, at present, right now, these days, nowadays, in the past, before, then, at the time, years ago, when I was younger. And also you can use many months ago, causes and solution. I guess it's because, or you can say reason is, or it was by, again simply because. I suppose the best way to deal with the problem, I reckon the only answer is to, the best way to solve this is, okay, and if you're expressing your ideas, I think one important thing is, I guess one difference is, I suppose the main difference between X and Y is, then you're giving examples. So we say most of the times, for example, that's very common. For instance, such as, let's assume sometimes, let's give an example. Let's think of it. Or sometimes you can say picture it. If you want to be clear, like use these simple natural expressions. What I mean is, what I want to say is, as I was saying, as I was mentioning, I'd like to clarify. I'd like to add my conception, in my perception. So to me, in my opinion, these are the some ways. When you contrast and concessions, but on the other hand, while, although. Okay, guys, so these are the some of the examples we always use in IELTS speaking and writing. Okay, guys, thank you very much. I have to finish my lesson now. I will see you later. You take care. Do not forget to follow me, support me. Thanks for your following, supporting, guys. Because of your love and support to the where I am. And I'm really happy when you come to my live stream and ask me questions, and I try to answer them. Literally, I read each and every comment when I'm conducting any live stream, whether it's a public live stream or a class or lesson. And once again, guys, thank you very much. I will see you. You take care and bye.